Yeah.
See,
Although
I guess
I did see a post the other day that like sort of changes my opinion on it a little bit. Like it is keeping the little kids out of the real video games.
that is true, but I guess that my biggest issue with Fortnite is no, not my biggest issue with the game itself. A lot of my issues don't come from the game; it comes from the community of the game. So
So why would you give us a call?
because of the people it produces. Call of Duty itself is not a cancerous game. The people that play Call of Duty are cancerous, therefore the game gets a bad rep.
Yeah, that's pretty legit.
You have to understand that games are made by the communities that play them, not by the people that make them, if that makes any sense. Call of Duty, Battlefield,
So much dope.
Call of Duty and Battlefield would not be the games they are if it weren't for the people that played them. Just like Payday 2 would not be the game it is if it wasn't for the people that played it. Like,
I mean, it would
no
still
one,
be broken, but
no one would care about it though. Like, you gotta think, for the game to be as fucked up as it is, like development-wise, it has one of the, I want to say, a big flourishing fan base. That might do with the fact that just like Fortnite, it went free for an ungodly amount of time. They gave away I think 250,000 copies of the game, and people want to act like that has nothing to do with why it's so popular. But if you make anything free, it's gonna spike.
that's not really even true though. Look at how many fucking free games there are on PSN that nobody plays.
That is true. That is true. I guess there has to be quality in the craft.
I mean, it's not even so much quality as that intangible, like, X factor that you can't really, like, quantify that people get addicted. Like,
Well, because I mean, no offense, most of the like
look
I
at
don't wanna say
Minecraft.
involved.
Structurally speaking, the game is garbage and pointless.
What?
But name one person that hasn't played it and liked it. I dare you.
That is true.
I mean, it's literally just digital Legos.
That is
But like, there's a story.
fuck off. That's probably exactly why it's so popular though. But granted, like Matt Harris just said, the reason that I liked Minecraft as much is because of the survival aspect of it. Because for me, there weren't a lot of survival open world games I could play that weren't on PC. And at the time, I wasn't really into PC gaming. So, that was my solution. Play this shitty Roblox game that I can build shit and survive on. Granted, at the time, and even now,
Shitty about it is the fucking graphics. It's stable, or what?
yeah. I call it a shitty Roblox game just because of the character design. But I love Minecraft. Like, if I had it now, I would be playing it. That would be something I would casually play whenever I didn't want to play anything that I hadn't used my brain with.
I mean, you guys have seen how much time I've put into fucking Starbound. Like, it ain't like I don't like that kind of game.
I put in unnecessary time. Not 1,000, but kind of
I've put well over 1,000 hours into Starbound. Well over 1,000.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck?
Like, you have to think, I put over 1,000 hours into fucking Skyrim alone. And Skyrim's not even my most played game. Payday 2 is.
You also have to take into consideration, Francis, that, like, you guys sleep. And, like, that makes a big, big difference when it comes to how much playtime you can rack up in a month.
Oh, that is true. Why are you so
Stardew Valley by any chance?
I used to. Oh,
I haven't played it in a minute.
why is everyone dying for? The fuck? I died by a cloaker. I have an excuse to be dead.
Listen, I'm ass at the game.
At least you're honest. Brutally, undeniably honest.
Oh, I know why he died. He's a fucking Bonnie.
Wait, he's playing Bonnie?
No, this other guy. This I saw you die, motherfucker.
No, yeah, I'm always Wolf. Hell no.
I can tolerate it. Wolf is love. When he's not being stupid. But no, so I guess that's just a thing of input. I've also seen a video recently that's saying that communities are individuals. So if you've ever seen things about like how, alright, use Call of Duty as an example, right? Because I was pissed off when I found they took out the campaign for Call of Duty. But apparently, no one plays that shit, even though there's a large portion of people that only discuss the Call of Duty campaigns. No one's gonna sit there, well, actually people do nowadays, because we have nothing else to talk about. But the biggest part of it was people talking about the campaign.
Dude, I mean, that sucks people don't play the Call of Duty campaign. I stopped playing after, like, Black Ops 3. But all of them, all the way up until Black Ops 2, are fucking great. Like, I love the campaign.
I'm saying even then, like the fucking campaigns on, as much as I didn't like the advanced movements, the story that they wanted to tell, which, granted, I will tell you right now, Call of Duty can actually tell really good stories, but the people that play Call of Duty games, or, well, let's put main Call of Duty games, they don't understand what good storytelling is, so they take it for granted. Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 2 actually had really good stories, but since the people that were playing them didn't have the appreciation of what a good story was, they basically got shut down. Like, no one gave a shit about it, because it was, oh, here's another Call of Duty game, let me go into my yearly deathmatch on Team Deathmatch, and just ignore everything else.
You're back in, Ratchet.
Oh, fuck.
People care more about the convoluted and hard to understand zombie storyline than they do about the actual campaign itself. And the fucking zombie storyline is pretty much a bunch of fan theories that got threw together, and Treyarch was like, yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
There's not even
True
any...
that, dude. I've never even thought about it like that, but it's like that, man.
Like, as me,
Like, oh.
like, I've been someone who's always followed the zombie storyline heavily. So, whenever it came down to Black Ops 2, and basically they said, hey, everything you guys know, fuck all that shit you guys know. We're starting it over. I was like, but why? Like, I like these characters. I like this gameplay. I like everything about this. Nothing needs to change. This actually brings up something I was going to talk about earlier today in the video that I was going to make separately. But certain games can die by over-innovation. You don't need to innovate something to the point where it's no longer the original concept you had in mind. And Call of Duty Zombies is exactly that idea. There was no reason for the game to change as much as it has, except for the sake of saying every year, oh, our game is newly innovated. That's the only real purpose of it changing. Like,
but I mean, you'll get people that are like salty with your fucking game.
Dude, look at racing games. Fuck sports games, look at racing games. Besides the slightest amount of fidelity, how much have those games changed since 1990 something? No one's expecting those games to change, and the people that are expecting them to change are people that aren't really fans of them. If Call of Duty would say the same as Modern Warfare 3, maybe Black Ops 2, if they would have kept the games in between those eras, do you think Call of Duty would have had the dip in sales and the dip in the fan base that it has?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Because I agree with you, they went too far. But I don't know, because I feel like if they didn't change it at all from Black Ops 2, it would get stale at that point. Because we're talking like 5 games ahead of those now. Like, it was just a repeat. We're gonna start repeating eras and shit like that.
But you have to think, dude. Look at Call of Duty's history before they decided to go all the way into the future, though. But I'm not even talking about that. Yeah, they could have had the same linear evolution of going further into the future without changing core game mechanics, like the 3-lane maps, how guns played, overall movement. They could have made things more fluid and more, how do you word this? Basically made the gameplay more fluid and made it flow easier without changing core mechanics of the game. They could have kept changing weapon designs and innovated in small ways. But you pretty much, if you play Call of Duty at this point and want to go back to the older games, it's like you're playing two different completely series because of how differently they play out now. Have you played Black Ops 4?
Personally, I haven't played 4, but like even going from 3 to Switch, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we asked is because Black Ops 4 is a class-based shooter now. It's not, I wouldn't even consider it an arcade. Well, it's Call of Duty, so it's always going to be an arcade FPS. I don't think Call of Duty understands what a not arcade shooter is. But the point is that now that you don't have the same class up and stuff that you typically do, it feels more of a Battlefield title and Overwatch title had a baby than Call of Duty repeating the same shit they do year after year. And like I said previously, that's actually something that I enjoy. I like the fact that Call of Duty didn't want to change shit.
Yeah.
Like, I've been playing Call of Duty since the original one came out on PC. So I understand how Call of Duty can go from good storytelling to everyone only caring about the multiplayer and basically leaving the stories they're telling behind to where they are now. I've followed this series long enough to actually feel like I have a valid opinion, unlike YouTubers who started playing Call of Duty around Modern Warfare 2 era and feel like they know the game for the best of what they had to offer. But they don't.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be real with you, I haven't fucking played till like the first Call of Duty. I started that.
Yeah, like, see, I've grown with this series. I've been playing Call of Duty since I was like around 8. I'm about to be 20.
Foggy bottom, by the way. Here's some chemicals.
Okay, okay? So it didn't fuck up this time. Foggy bottom. What was that, dude? Foggy
Here's
bottom?
some more chemicals.
Vodka, boxed vodka. I found vodka. But yeah, I don't know why, like, there's only 3 things I'm passionate about. Gaming, entertainment, well, okay, entertainment, which follows gaming, movie, and TV shows, and the state of mind of my fellow human beings, and whether or not I have an STD or not. Those are the only 3 things where I give a shit about.
What? Statement. I mean, I agree, but
Bitches?
do you really have that much, like...
No, I don't though. Like, the reason I mentioned the last one was just for the sake of having 3 of them. Have you cooked anything up here, Dave, or is it reset already?
I have not.
Okay, it's reset.
Well, I haven't cooked anything that I haven't returned.
Oh, okay. I can kill the captain this time. I have dynamite. But I'm also cooking meth. I'm gonna finish that first. But yeah, that's pretty much just how I feel, because I know people get upset. They're like, dude, you take gaming too seriously. But like, what else do I have to take in life seriously? I don't really give a shit about politics, religion. Those are things I actually vow not to have conversations about, because I'm not an argumentative person about things that I could... Alright, this is going to sound stupid. I know when I talk about games, no developer's going to hear that shit and be like, aw, that random 19-year-old kid that no one's ever heard about making a really good point. No one's going to do that shit. I'm aware of that. But I feel like that when I talk about games, there's actually more of an impact, especially when I go to Twitter and shit like that.
Kill the captain.
I said I was, but I said I was going to finish cooking meth first. Meth is very important.
Oh, Bonnie went down. What a surprise.
And then Roxas right afterwards. God fucking damn.
Fucking Dave,
And
too.
then Dave right after.
Alright, I'll give you a little bit. Give me a second. Alright, yeah.